Hey, what's up, children of the sun? This is your spiritual nomad, Montre Bible. Yep, that's my real last name. And there's a lot of people who want tarot readings. I do tarot readings for people, and they ask the most weirdest questions. And so today I want to talk about the 5 worst questions you can ask a tarot reader. They're absolutely awful. And I'm not calling out anyone particular or anybody who's done a reading with me because most of y'all do it. And so that's why I'm making a video about it, because this is getting a little bit out of control and there's certain things that I'm just not going to do anymore. And I'm going to tell you why. So stay tuned for it and just the reasons of why I'm not going to be answering certain questions. Some of these questions that you guys ask or other people ask, whether you're asking me as a tarot reader or you're asking another tarot reader, or just has some ethical issues about them, and they're just not going to help you. As someone who is spending time and money to get a tarot reading, you want to get the most out of it. And if you ask these questions, you're just wasting your time, you're wasting your money, and it's not going to benefit you. And so, whether you're doing a 30-minute reading or an hour reading, you want to make the most out of that time to get as much guidance, spiritual guidance, that you can, so that the universe can actually help you. I use it for my own personal life. And so when I'm reading for things that I'm concerned about, which in some circles they say you shouldn't even read on yourself because you're so biased, and sometimes that's true. But even when I'm reading on myself, there's questions that I have to think about before I put it out there into the universe. So this is what I want to share with you: the 5 worst questions you can ask a tarot reader. So, I mean, what is tarot? What is the purpose? Tarot is just a tool that we use to intuitively connect with the universe to get answers. It's meant to empower us. It's meant to empower the questioner to see what an outcome would be if they decided on a certain timeline or a path. Okay, so when you're asking about other people and if other people are involved in that particular question, there's certain boundaries that need to be respected. I don't know who that person is when you're asking about them. Okay, so that person could be a very highly spiritual person themselves, or maybe they are in a family with highly spiritual people and they're protected. So sometimes when you're asking about other people, they may have spiritual protections up, and I can't see past those protections. So it's going to be like, I can't see. It's kind of foggy. Also, there's just certain things that you just don't need to know about other people if it doesn't involve you. I've had a lot of people ask about other people's relationships. And at that point, it's just being nosy. So that's what we call the ethics of it getting involved. Why are you asking about somebody else's relationship? I know you dated them, but it's none of your business of what Susie is doing with David. Okay. Or if they have a great relationship. Okay. So there's other questions you might want to ask. Why are you still hung up on David? What can you do to get over him? All right. So there's I've had multiple people, a lot of females, who ask me about other guys that they're interested in his relationship with this other girl. So it's just inappropriate. It's rude. It's there's an ethical boundary that you don't want to cross when you get there. So not only even if the person, I mean, I can read on them, but it's that person may have, like I said, spiritual protections up. Um, they may, if they're a very sensitive spiritual person, just because a guy is not religiously spiritual doesn't mean he doesn't have spiritual gifts. He may sense that. And if he feels that tapping into his energy, just like you feel like when somebody's tapping into your energy, he may react very negatively. So why would you try to kind of like eavesdrop spiritually on somebody? And if they sense that, people are spiritual beings. We're spiritual beings when we have a body. So when you're tapping in, people can sense that. They can feel that. Why would you want to do that? And then he has a negative feeling about that. And then it's connected to you. And every time he sees you, he doesn't feel comfortable. So there's that. And also, like I said, people have families. Even if he's not very spiritual, his mama may be. And she was like, oh, what's going on? So there's certain things that you just don't want to do when it comes to spiritually eavesdropping on people. You want to keep the questions more directed toward your life and your decisions and what you're going to do in certain situations or what would happen or what the probability to happen. So let's get on to the questions. And what are the bad questions? Okay, so number one, and this is horrible. This is horrible. I'm just gonna get it out the way because I've actually been asked this question. When will I die? And I'm gonna give you an example. So my ex-boyfriend, I went to a party, a Christmas party with him and his family, and his dad I was doing some readings. I said, "Hey, yeah, I'll do some readings for you guys. It's a holiday party, whatever." And I had my cards on me, and so I just did some readings for the family. Got more drama, found out more drama than I wanted to know. But at the time, like I said, I was just whatever people wanted to ask, I would answer it. And his dad sits down and says, "When will I die?" Okay, so questions like that are one inevitable. Everybody's going to die. And the thing about the question about death is you can die a million different ways. Okay. I can look into it. Well, one, it's morbid, it's a very dark question. Everybody's going to die. And I can see if you're doing something that's maybe not healthy to avoid death, but you're not going to avoid death. So asking questions about death, when will I die? Will I die? I'm going to be like, yeah, you're going to die eventually. Um, but it's just not a great question. It's a waste of time. It's just nothing that is going to really add to your life. If anything, it's just going to add fear to your life. But I could see that he was probably unhealthy and he wasn't doing the most healthy things. And I gave him some suggestions that maybe you should live a healthier lifestyle. I could see because I see that he could be his life was leading down to a path of sickness. So, but it's just not a very helpful question. Okay. So maybe a better question would be like, what can I do to improve my life? To improve my health? What can I do to improve my health or anything like that? But death is inevitable. You can, like I said, 6 million days, 6 million ways to die. Choose one. I mean, if you go outside and you walk into the street, you get hit by a car, anything could happen. So asking questions about death, not really great questions. Question number two that I find quite annoying is asking about other people's thoughts. What does Jimmy think about me? What does David think about me? What does Alice think about me? One, let's just stop it right there because people's opinions don't matter. Okay. And when you're always worried about what other people think about you, you're not going to get anywhere. Because when you find out maybe they don't like you, what you're going to do? You're not going to do anything. Are you going to change it? Especially when you say, "Why don't they like me?" I'm going to say, you need to ask them. Okay. And sometimes, especially when people, I have a lot of girls ask me about their ex boyfriends. What is he thinking about me right now? And I get nothing, nothing, not, I don't see anything. Because guess what? A lot of guys aren't thinking about you 24/7. You know what I mean? And another thing I just want to put it out there when it comes to people you like or you're interested in, is he seeing other people? If he's single, most guys and girls, y'all know who I'm talking to. If you're single, most of y'all are talking to multiple people. I think that's something when you're talking about what people are thinking, how are they feeling? Are they, they're feeling something for somebody else? If they're single, most of them have other people they're talking to. I don't know anybody who's single who just focused on one person. So the better question to ask in a situation like that, does this person have intentions to be in a commitment with me? You know, because I already know that you like them because you wouldn't ask if you didn't. But saying, will I be in a relationship with them? That's a bad question. I know you want a relationship, but you want to say, will this person or does this person have an intention of something serious with me? I can look into that. I can see into their intentions, but what they're thinking about you, what do they think about you right now? A lot of people aren't thinking about you 24/7. I don't think about everybody 24/7. Are you thinking about Joe Jolly, Joe Jolly, Joe, Jack, Jimmy 24/7? Maybe you are thinking about one person 24/7, But most people are concerned about their own issues. They're thinking about their own problems. They're thinking about their own family. They're not thinking about you 24/7. So get out of your little bubble and focus on yourself. Focus on what's going to help you. Question number 3, which kind of goes back to what I was talking about, people thinking and what are people thinking, what are they feeling, um, is the repetitive questions. Repeatedly asking a tarot reader the same question. Okay. Like I said, people change their mind 24/7. Nobody, if you're asking a repetitive question about somebody else, or you're asking a repetitive question of like, when will my ex come back? It's not helpful for you. It's very unproductive. It's going to put you in a toxic circle where you're not getting anything done because why? You're waiting on somebody else. Remember, if when you're getting a tarot reading, whether it's 30 minutes or it's an hour, you're spending money and time to get guidance to help your life out to do something. Waiting on someone else is not going to help you. So say, when will my ex come back? Is not going to change the outcome. Um, of course, people's feelings go up and down, especially with guys. It's not the feelings, and with women, yes, but most are their sexual libido. Maybe they are horny one day and they really want to talk to you and say, "Hey, big head," but that doesn't mean that they really want to be with you. Saying, let's sip on a tea on that one. And a better question would be, what do I need to do to get over my ex? How can I, what are some things that I can do to attract the right person in my life? What, and that right person could be your ex, who knows? But what can I do to attract love into my life? Because a lot of y'all are asking about love, period. And you may focus and think that the love of your life is that particular person, but versus saying, will the love of my life come soon? Or will my ex come back? Say, what can I do to attract love in my life? And a lot of times when people ask about their love life and, is love in the cards for me, put a little time limit on that, because he's like, well, I find the love of my life. Usually, yeah, most people do. Most people do find somebody, but they don't want them. And that's problematic too. When I said, yeah, I see you have some opportunities, but most of y'all don't want that opportunity. You want the guy that you're focused on. So when I say, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, you just got to put yourself out there. I do see that you have some opportunities this month, but you stay in the house and you keep talking to the same old dud who's been doing the same stupid stuff, and you still don't have love in your life because you haven't opened up your world. And so possibly there could be somebody who's perfect for you, but you refuse to see them because you're still focused on the same old guy that really blew your mind out in the bed, but he's not offering you anything emotionally. So there's that. So the fourth question is not so much about love, it's about money. Money and jobs, which, like I said, most people ask pretty common questions: love, money. So, will I win the lottery? When I say that has to be the worst, well, it's not the worst, but it's one of the worst. It's in my top 5 of questions of will I win the lottery? That's a pretty good yes, because you can win $2 in the lottery. Will I be a millionaire? Okay, so these are really bad questions. Will I get $1 million? Will I win the lottery? You can like I said, you can win $2. In your lifetime, you could spend $1 million. I was looking it up, and to raise a child costs how much money? If you have a baby, it costs $233,000 to raise a baby. A baby in 20, oh no, $312,000 to raise a baby in 2024. So think about how much money you're spending over your lifetime till that kid gets 18. You spend about $1 million. So asking, will I get $1 million over a lifetime? Possibly. It's just a weird question. It's a weird question. Will I win the lottery? Maybe. Maybe like $5. Maybe you'll get $200. Maybe you'll get $100. Who knows? these aren't the questions that you really want to ask. And tarot really isn't there to get you financial gain. Okay, it's there to help you make the best choices for yourself, for your future, and help you make the right choices. Okay. If you're looking for financial advice, you need to go to a financial advisor. I'm a spiritual advisor. I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm not here to give you legal advice. I'm here to give you spiritual advice on what you can do. And then when you improve your spiritual life, most of the time, your financial life will replicate or mirror your spiritual life. So most of the time, when you don't have a lot of money and your money is all that, it's just the physical world manifesting on what's going on spiritually. So if you fix your spiritual life, you'll start seeing that your financial life will start becoming more abundant as well. So tarot, any kind of spiritual things, people doing spells, is those are quick fixes. It's not supposed to be quick fixes. It's supposed to be the journey in what you're supposed to do. Even people doing love spells and money spells. Yeah, you find $1, you find $20, all of a sudden some money hits you, but it's not gonna be the longevity. You want money that's gonna last for a long time. So better questions for money is like, what do I need to do to make my financial life stable? Okay, those are better questions. What should I do? Is this a good business deal for me to do? Is this a great job for me to do? Okay, because I can look into that and say, oh yeah, that's a good spiritually, that's probably a good financial investment to do. I could look at the numerology and say this is a good timing. Maybe sometimes I can see like, okay, you can do this, but maybe you should wait a little bit before you do it. Maybe wait a month or so. Or if you start this business, it'll be great, but it's gonna take like a long time to get there. I can see the journey. So when I'm doing tarot, what I'm sensing here, or what I'm seeing, sensing, seeing, kind of sort of, is the timeline of what's going on. And I can see the bumps in the roads and stuff like that. But all these lottery questions, they're just, I don't know, they're just a waste of time. And don't ask them. Don't ask them. Will I be rich? Like, what is rich to you? Because rich to me is something totally different compared to rich to that person. Um, Try to find questions that deal with your own financial stability and what's going to make you feel successful at that point, because you can get $1 million and not be rich. There's plenty of people who are millionaires and have $1 million coming in, but guess what? They're broke because they're spending it. You got a lot of movie stars and TV stars that are broke as a joke because, yeah, they're rich, they're famous, but they're spending all that money that's coming in. So their actual income is basically like you. They have a big mansion with no furniture inside of it. So kind of rephrase your questions to think about what you want to do. Number five is just, it's the weakest question you could probably ask. And it's like, just what should I do with my life? One, let me tell you about this general, what does the future hold for me? Those are the most general questions you can do. The more general your question when you're asking the tarot, the more general answer you're going to get. Okay? God, the universe is put you on this planet for a reason to make a choice. God, the universe is giving you free will to make a choice about your life. And just saying, well, what am I supposed to do? Decide something, make a choice. That's what you're supposed to do. What's going to make you happy? You decide what's going to make you happy and just start walking that journey. I can say, maybe you need to change something up. I can coach you on that. I can coach you, say, well, maybe, no. But you got to make a choice on whether, I can't tell you what you should do. I can't tell you, oh, you should eat spaghetti today. You should go get some tacos. You have to decide whether you should whether you want to eat tacos or not. You know, you can't ask the tarot, "Hey, is what I'm eating great for me right now?" I can look, maybe not. I can look and say, maybe the diet you're eating is not great. Maybe you need to change something up. But what you want to do and what you decide to do in your life is your choice. We can't take personal responsibility from you. Not me, not any tarot reader from you that you may go to, or anybody that you may hit up on YouTube, whatever. Even if you go to an astrologer and they say this is what we see for your life path, you still have to decide at the end of the day, this is what I want to do. Okay, we can tell you probably the best things that are for you, maybe some strengths that you have. Most people are going to do whatever they want to do either way. So decide what you want to do. And then if you need spiritual advice, come to the tarot reader, come to the astrologer and ask us, hey, is this the best thing for me right now? And then we can give you some spiritual advice. But stuff like, money and stuff like that, go to your financial advisor. Okay, we can show you like maybe spiritually there's something off with that. Asking them, being nosy about other people's business is unethical. Focus on your life, because the problems, sometimes you are the problem. And I know y'all don't want to hear that, but sometimes we can see that. And a lot of times I don't want to tell y'all that, but sometimes you're the problem. Just saying. So think about the question you're asking and reframe it. Think about how you are involved in the situation. Don't ask other people business about other people's relationships. And just don't ask dumb questions. I love y'all. I know I can be mean sometimes, but I'm nice, nasty. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I do love y'all, and I just want to really help y'all and guide y'all on a spiritual journey that's really going to help you. And I just been feeling like I've been wasting a lot of time with some of the readings I've been doing because you guys have been asking repetitive questions. And I'm like, nothing's changing in your life. And the only way you're going to make change is if you do it. Because if you don't do it, then who will? All right. Have a great day and make your reality happen.